Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a Q&A. So I asked people all over my social media, my Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, to send me any questions that you guys might have. It didn't even have to be beauty wise, just any questions in general. And I did get a lot of questions from you guys. I was so surprised because I didn't think I was going to get that many, but I did. So I do have about 20 questions that I have written down. Most of the questions that people asked me were about the same, like with my personal life, like the camera I use and everything. So I just broke it all down to 20 questions. That way we're not here for 3 hours. So the first question I received is, why are you so beautiful? Thank you, so are you. So I kept getting this throughout a lot of my questions, and thank you so much for complimenting me. And I feel like the people who ask me or ask this question or statement are the ones who are always commenting on my pictures and videos telling me I'm so beautiful. If you know me personally on a deep level, you know that I'm a very, very self-conscious person, and I'm probably going to get a lot of whiplash from this, like, oh my god, you're so pretty, whatever. But honestly, it doesn't matter how you look or who you are. Being self-conscious is so human. It's natural. It's life. I mean, I have my days. But thank you so much. You're so gorgeous and beautiful as well. Next question is, what top 2 eyeshadow palettes do you recommend? So the first one I recommend is Morphe. So any Morphe eyeshadow palettes are so amazing. I love Morphe more than anything. Like, I love not just their palettes, but like their makeup in general. Their brushes are amazing. I only use their brushes. I don't use any other brushes like for my eyeshadow. So I definitely recommend the Morphe palette, and not just one in particular. I mean, all of them are so super great. The next palette, that's a tough one. The next palette that I really love is by Tarte. It's called Rainforest of the Sea palette. I usually use it in all my videos. I brought it out just to show you. So it's the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette, and this is what it looks like inside. I feel like the colors I use the most are like the nude ones, and like the sparkly portion, but this palette is so beautiful. I use this literally almost all the time. This is like my go-to palette. The colors are very beautiful. It's so easy to place on the lid, and they are so pigmented as well. So my top 2 eyeshadows would be Morphe, any of the palettes, not just one in particular, and the Rainforest of the Sea palette. The next question I have is, what's something you always have to have on you before you leave the house besides your wallet, keys, and phone? So I made a little emergency bag, and in that bag I do have like feminine products, setting spray in there. I have band-aids, I have blotting powder, I have blotting wipes, I have alcoholic wipes in there. I can never leave the house with that bag, ever. Like, it is my emergency bag, and you guys, I can't tell you how many times I've been caught in a situation, and I was so happy that I had my emergency bag, because if I didn't have it, I would be SOL. I cannot leave the house with my little emergency bag at all. The next question is, can you do my makeup? If you're really wanting to book me for any events, please reach out to me, and I'd love to do your makeup. This question is, how tall are you? So in my pictures, people think that I'm like really tall. I don't know if it's because of the way that I stand in my pictures or the way my pictures are taken. I guess maybe I look taller. People meet me in real life, they're like, wow, you are so short. I am 5'4", okay? I'm 5'4". I'm proud to be 5'4". So I'm a really little person. I'm 5'4" and I weigh 135 pounds. So I'm really tiny. I got that question a lot. I feel like people just thought I was like super tall. No, I'm super short. The next question is, how did you and your boyfriend meet? So I got this question a lot, like a lot. Me and my boyfriend, we didn't just meet out the blue. Pretty much we grew up together. So his brother and my brother are really good friends, and his brother's wife's parents and my parents also grew up together, so it's like pretty much a really close family. And when I was younger, I used to have the biggest crush on him. Like, I liked him so much, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only girl. I know there were so many girls who had a crush on him, and obviously I was like, God knows, like 7 or 8. And so we grew up, obviously. We went our separate ways. I never really talked to him again. I never really, like, not saying, like, I'm not being, like, mean and say I never thought about him, but you know, like when you get older, you don't communicate with people, like you tend to forget. So I forgot. So we started talking when I was 18, and one day my sister-in-law came over and she like pulled me into my room and she was like, I have someone who wants to talk to you. So I'm like, okay, who? And so my boyfriend, he has a nickname that mostly everybody knows him by. Like nobody really knows him by his real name. So I back then only knew him by his nickname. Said his real name and I'm like, who is that? Like, so she started showing me pictures, and as she showed me more pictures, like at first I didn't know who it was, but as she kept scrolling down and showing me pictures, I'm like, oh my god, it's that? And I said his nickname and she was like, yes, it is. I think it was that night he actually slid into my DMs on Instagram and we started a conversation. We obviously exchanged numbers. First when we started texting, it was okay. Then I kind of was like, I lost interest in him because he was the type of person who I would reply, like let's say at 12, and he would reply at 3. And I'm like, I don't even know what the conversation is about anymore. Like I have no idea. So I remember going to my sister-in-law's house one day and I was telling her like, I'm not interested. Like he just sucks at texting. Like there's no way I can get to know him if he doesn't text me back. And on top of that, like he didn't even ask me out. So I'm like, okay, like you're just not gonna ask me out. Like you slid into my DMs, you got my phone number, but you're not gonna ask me out. Like I think it was like a couple weeks later, it was like a Muslim holiday, and I remember I was in the car and I had the music blasting and I made a Snapchat of me like lip singing to a song and I posted on my story, and he replied and he was like, oh, you think you're cute or something like that. So like we began talking and stuff. So I asked him out. I'm like, so do you want to go out tonight? Like, what are you doing tonight? I was like, do you want to go check the movies or something? And then he replied, he was like, how about we go to a hookah bar where we can actually like sit face to face and talk? So when I first got there, I was thinking he was going to be short. Like I was like, oh my god, what if he's like shorter than me? Like I cannot do a guy that's my height or shorter than me. Like you have to be taller than me because I love wearing heels and there's no way I'm going to be taller than you. So I remember I walked up to him and he was so tall. I was wearing wedges. And my boyfriend is super tall, he's over 6 foot. So I remember we went to hug, and the first thing, guys, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, oh my god, you're so tall. So after I said that, he laughed. I felt like so, like, in my head I'm like, okay, stupid, like. So we went inside, we sat down, and he was doing more of the talking. I was just like listening to him, and I don't know what was wrong with me. So then at one point, this is so embarrassing, to go use the bathrooms. And now to be fair, it was very dark in there, so it's really hard to see the bathrooms. Like, and they don't have it like a big door where it says like men and women. They have it like those like country doors that like swing open. Like, how am I supposed to know? I didn't even see the sign. Where we were sitting, you could see the person going to the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna be really sexy, I'm gonna walk to the bathroom. Like, you know what, I'm just gonna do like a nice walk. I kind of like turn a little bit and I see him in the corner of my eye and I see that he's looking at me. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna kill it. Instead of walking into the women's bathroom, I walk into the men's bathroom. And the guy that's coming out the bathroom was like, you do not want to go in there. And of course, my boyfriend is sitting right at the table that's right up in front of the freaking bathrooms, and he saw me. I was so embarrassed. I went into the bathroom and I was just standing there looking in the mirror like, oh my god. Like, it was something. Yeah. First date was something to remember. Like, I will never forget. Like, I don't even know how he like hit me up again. If I was him, I'd be like, what? Like, this girl's like crazy. Like, I'm never taking her out again. But that's our first date, and that's how we met, guys. Okay, next question. Who is your favorite beauty influencer and what began your love for it? So, 2 of my all-time favorite beauty influencers. And they go in order. My first one, ever since like 2012 or 13, I've been following her since she started. Like, I love her so much. Like, my dream is to literally meet her, and that is Carly Bibble. She is my favorite person in this whole wide world. She is like one of the biggest reasons I got into makeup is watching her and her videos. I love her so much. I love her work. I love her as a person. She's so beautiful inside and out. Like, she is my role model, you guys. Like, I love her so much, and I feel like the people who know me like know how much I love her. And then my second favorite after Carly is definitely Jaclyn Hill. I love Jaclyn Hill, and I've recently started to love her. It's been about a year now, and I love her as a person as well. I think her personality is so beautiful, and her personality is so fun, and she's crazy and wild, and her makeup is gorgeous, and she comes out with the best makeup lines. Well, they both do. They both have beautiful makeup lines, so those two really inspire me on the daily. Like, I love them. I watch them non-stop. I started doing my makeup around like 18. In high school, I never wore makeup, like, ever. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are watching this went to high school with me, you know I never wore makeup ever. Like, I was plain Jane. And I think it started prom. I went to prom my senior year. My sister did my makeup, my hair, and I think that's when I started falling in love with it. Like, I felt like more confident. I felt like a different person. Like, I don't know, it made me feel like some type of way. Then after prom, like, I kind of got into a little bit, but then I fell off again with one of my friends, one of my old friends, and she did my makeup. Like, she did my foundation, my powder, everything, and I think after she did that, I was done. Like, I was so there for it. I was there for everything. Like, I loved the way it looked on me. Like, I loved everything about it. So after that, I started getting back into makeup. Then when I got my first job, I worked at Hooters, and obviously at Hooters you have to be very glammed up. That's when it started. So about 18 years old is when I started doing it. Makeup is art. I'm creating a masterpiece. My face is my masterpiece. Don't get me wrong, I love my natural face too, but I'm stating this is how I express myself. Like, through my makeup, this is how I express myself. Next question is, what is your favorite food? I don't have a favorite food. All food is my favorite food. I will eat anything, literally anything besides pork. I will literally eat anything. It is not that hard to keep me happy. I know a lot of you guys follow me on Snapchat. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll know how much I love food. I eat like 3 times a day, like full course meals. I have a very, very high metabolism, so I get hungry really quick. And I love to eat. Food makes me better. If I am happy, food makes me feel better. If I'm mad, food makes me feel better. Food is food, and food is life. The next question is, do you ever want to get any work done? So I do want to get work done. I actually want to get my lips done, and I also want to do my jawline. So they can do like injections to emphasize your jawline, to give it more structure. So those are like my only things, like my lips more plumper, and I just want to do my jawline. Someone asked, where do you shop? So mainly I shop online. So I do like Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, Hot Miami Style, shop at like Female Lux Finery. I do literally all like the website shopping. If I do go to like a store, I go to like Forever 21 is obviously my favorite store. I love Dillard's. I literally shop around different places. It just depends. So for me personally, I do a lot of online shopping. I think at first it was kind of hard because I didn't know like the sizes, but once you start doing it, like, it's easier. Like, everything that I order, I barely have to return. If it doesn't fit you, you always have the option to return it, but me, I feel like I find cuter things online. So yeah, I shop more online than I do like at a store. Next question is, what camera do you record with? So I use the Sony a6000 camera. Originally I was going to get the Sony 5000, which is the one you can flip up and you can see yourself in it. It's like a selfie camera pretty much. But when I was buying it, the 6000 just came out that month, and it had better quality. It was overall a better camera. So yeah, I use a Sony 6000. Someone also asked me what microphone do I use. I use the Sony microphone as well. It's just called a Sony microphone. It doesn't have like a really specific name, but there's like a little hatch at the top I can just push onto the camera and it stands on the camera. So it's a Sony camera and a Sony microphone. Someone asked, do you wear contacts? No, I do not wear contacts. These are my eyes. This is my actual These are my actual eyes. They're like, it's really hard to explain what color they are. They're like a green. When it rains, they get a little darker. The next question I have is, what editing system do you use? So I just use a regular editing system. I use iMovie, which is on my Mac, and it is a free software that you can use. I've been looking into the Final Cut Pro by Apple, which is a more advanced editing system. You have more options with lighting, color, sound. It is a $300 software, but it is one of the best software systems you could get. But for right now, I am using iMovie, which is on Mac. The next question is, what are you going to school for? My bachelor's in health administration. I do plan on, once I graduate, hopefully I go back and either get my MBA or my MHA. Right now I'm just trying to graduate with my bachelor's. Someone asked, what is your favorite movie? What is my favorite movie? Wow, I have a couple of favorite movies. My all-time favorite movie is A Walk to Remember. That movie has my heart. Oh, the movie is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and it's romantic, and it's kind of like, you know, big high school popular kid falls in love with the nerd, you know, it's just stuff like that. I love that movie. I love old movies. I don't really have a lot of favorite new movies. What else do I love? And I love a lot of cartoon movies too, like The Incredibles, Finding Nemo. Those are my movies, y'all. Those are my movies. I love old movies. I'm a 90s kid. I don't like the new stuff. I have a favorite movie, but that's the first one that came to my head, is A Walk to Remember. Is my all-time go-to movie. Someone asked, what do you like to do in your spare time? So if I'm not at work or at school or doing makeup, I love to read. I'm a big bookworm. I love to read books, especially mystery books. I love mystery books, erotic books. I love to read. I feel if I had more time, I would just read throughout the day. I feel when you're reading, reading a book and watching a movie is two different things. Before the 50 Shades of Grey movies came out, I read all the books in 2 days. And I feel the books were so much better. They were better described. I feel they spiked my imagination even more. And then when I watched the movie, don't get me wrong, I love the movies. But after reading the books and watching the movies, I was very disappointed because I felt the movie should have been 100 times better than the book was. However, the book, within the movie, they didn't go into much detail like they did in the book. Watched the movie, I'm so where's the part with this and where's the part with that, you know? So I was very disappointed. So I'd have to say reading books is my favorite thing to do besides doing makeup. Someone said, what is your favorite color? Okay, so my favorite all-time color is pink. I love pink since I was a kid. My favorite color is pink. Pink anything, light pink, dark pink, hot pink, bright pink, whatever. I love pink. Besides pink, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to like black, gray, cream colors. Those are the colors I'm starting to love. I love white. As you can see, my whole room is white. White happens to be another of my favorite colors. I love white. So I feel I've started loving white and black and natural cool tone colors. That has really became my thing. I kind of like every color. I can do every color, but I usually like to stick to pinks or white, black, or cool tone creams or grays. The next question is, who designed your room? I designed my room. I am my personal designer. This mirror that I have here is an Impressions vanity mirror. If you go to their social media or their Instagram, you will see a lot of reposts from the mirrors in the rooms that people have. So that's where my inspiration kind of started. So I decided to go to IKEA. So I got this desk, this over here that holds everything, and I have a big Alex drawer right here. It's got about 12 drawers. I got everything from IKEA. It has 2 drawers in it. This portion here of my room is just my desk and my mirror, my makeup, which takes up the whole wall. And then in front of me, I have my ring light, and then I have my big ring panel next to it. On this side of the room is my bed and my closet, and then I have a big shoe stand over there, I guess. It's a really big dresser with all my shoes and purses. So this house is an antique house, so it's an older house, so I couldn't really get a lot of stuff because the rooms are quite small. So I had to make sure everything that I got, I had to measure everything to make sure I had enough room. And honestly, when everything came together, I was so proud of myself because everything fit, everything fit beautifully. I designed my room. I wanted to make it me hard in my room, and I wanted to create a really like warm room, like something that I want to be in all the time, like I'm comfortable in, like. So I love my room. I love the way it came out. I love designing. Thank you so much. I get a lot of compliments on my room. Like when I do videos, I get a lot of compliments on how they love everything in my room. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, everything I got is from IKEA except the mirror. The mirror is from Impressions Vanity. And we're gonna go ahead with the last question for the video. So someone asked me, is your hair naturally black? No, my hair is not naturally black. My hair is naturally dirty blonde. Which you guys probably won't believe because a lot of people do not believe that when I tell them. But yes, my hair is naturally dirty blonde. I started dyeing my hair at 18 when I first started working at Hooters. I went darker. And now, as you can see, I'm adding highlights to my hair. So I'm kind of going back blonde, I guess. I've had black hair for about 4.5 years now. So I decided to put some highlights in it because I feel like I always look the same. I wanted to switch it up a little bit. But yeah, my hair is naturally dirty blonde and I just dye it black. I want it to be a part of the dark side, you know? And I feel like the dark hair really suits me. I feel like it brings out my features more. So I love the dark hair. I can't imagine ever like dyeing all of my hair blonde. Like I cannot go any lighter color than black. I'll add highlights, but that's all I'll do. Thank you guys so much for all the questions you asked. I really do appreciate it. I hope I answered everyone's questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them. I feel like if I were to answer every question I got, we would be here for like 3 hours and no one's trying to do that. So I kind of made sure I answered everyone's questions because I feel like they were all pretty similar anyway. Do not forget to comment and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.